Hello, all of my fabulous naturalistas. It is Sheridan, the founder of The Hair Politics, and today's video is about how to find your porosity level. The porosity level is very important to know. It's one of the basic things to know in order to really understand how to care for your specific natural hair, because we're all different, and depending on these different types of things and these different types of basics to know about our hair, it helps us, understand how we should be using the products that we're getting and what products that we're getting. So like I said, one of the basic things to know is the porosity level. And there's three types. You either have low, medium, or high porosity. I already know my porosity level. I have low porosity hair. And so I'm just going to show you what I did in order to discover what my porosity level was, because we all got to start somewhere. At one point, I didn't know what my porosity level was. But like I said, it's very important to know what it is, because porosity level really helps you understand how you should be using products in your hair. So, if you've been struggling with certain hair products lately, or it's seeming like your hair is still dry after you feel like you've been moisturizing and you just run into different issues, it may not be the product itself, but how you're using the product. So with low porosity hair, like mine, we have to kind of put a little more work to get moisture into the hair strands, because our cuticle layer is so tight. It doesn't really want to open up, and so the best way to help get products into your hair if you have low porosity hair is with steam, with friendly heat. So not like flat irons and things like that, but like in the shower, the steam, it kind of allows your hair to relax and open up and allows product to get into your hair. So if you've heard naturals talking about steaming their hair, they probably have low porosity hair, and it really helps them to get that moisture into the hair. And once it's into the hair, it's still low porosity, so it's gonna lock back up and it's gonna lock that moisture in. But that's the main key, is to getting your cuticle layers to open up so that the moisture can go inside rather than just sit on top. So that may be one reason why you've been struggling. It seems like your hair is still dry even though you've been moisturizing. You may have low porosity hair, and it's just the product isn't into your follicles yet. It's just sitting on top of your hair. So that could be one reason. Now with high porosity hair, it's kind of the opposite. Water, it flows way too easily in and out, and you can't get that moisture to lock in there because it's just flowing in and out. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how your hair is. So with people with high porosity hair, I suggest using products that really seal, like silicones. Some people are kind of scared of silicones, but they really have their benefits because they are heavy and they help seal your cuticle layer so that you can keep that moisture that you put into your hair. So it's not that moisturizing your hair is a problem, it's just keeping that moisture in there. And so that is a struggle that a lot of people with high porosity hair have. So some key signs that you may have high porosity hair is, if you wash your hair and your hair is dry in like 2 minutes, like really quick, you're like, oh my God, I just stepped out the shower, like now my hair is dry. You probably have high porosity hair because it just went in and out, plain and simple. So I'm gonna get on to the test, and this test is gonna show you, whether it's a quick test to show you if you have low or medium or high porosity hair. Medium porosity hair, you get the best of both worlds. Like you shouldn't really have too many issues when it comes to if your hair is medium porosity, because it does a good job at allowing some moisture to come in, and then once it's had its fill, it kind of closes up and it keeps it in there. I still would suggest, you know, using the same kind of methods. You can borrow the same kind of methods from low and high porosity hair to make sure that it's really in there. But I don't think naturalistas with medium porosity hair are gonna have a really rough time with keeping moisture in their hair, you know, if they know what they're doing and they're using the right products, of course. So let's just go through the test. It's a really quick and simple test. What you're going to do is get a cup, a bowl, a jar, doesn't matter, something, and fill it with water. Doesn't really matter the temperature of the water. Like, don't think too hard into this. It's just a quick test to help you figure out what your porosity level is. And so what you're gonna do is get like a clump of hair. I suggest using a clump more than, because there's different ways. Like if you look at other naturalistas testing their porosity, some people just use a single strand. Some people use a whole clump. I think it's more effective to use a whole clump of hair. And you can just get that from a comb, like some dead hair. You can comb your hair out real quick and get some hair there. And just drop it into the cup or whatever is holding your water. And I'll wait around for like maybe like a good hour or 30 minutes. It doesn't, you know, a good amount of time. And just see what happens. Don't push it in there. I wouldn't suggest doing that. Just simply place your hair on top of the water and see what it does. If it sinks, it is high porosity hair, because what's happening is that water is going through that cuticle layer and it's just allowing it to sink to the bottom. If it's medium porosity hair, it's gonna be right in the middle, because what happened is the water entered as it's supposed to and it's had enough, so it's just gonna stay floating in the middle. And if you have low porosity hair like me, it's just gonna stick at the top. It ain't gonna go nowhere. And so that is the ultimate test to know whether you have low, medium, or high porosity hair. So once you discover this, I'm sure you may be like, okay, well, what do I do with this information? Like, I know, like you said, it helps you determine which products to use and how to use those products, but how do I figure that out? I got you. I am creating a video on the best regimens for low and high porosity hair. Medium, y'all got it. Y'all can just follow the low or high porosity hair. Y'all got options. But I'll be creating a video on the best regimen for low and high porosity hair, so stay tuned for that. And make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can stay on top of all these things. I love helping newbies with the basics, chicks that wear wash and goes like me, because it can be exhausting sometimes, but you know, you can do it. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what else you need from me.